guys, welcome to Untitled TV. As you can see here, we have something a little bit special, a little bit different for you today, ahead of all the other phones that we've been showing. We have with us the latest and the first to be announced BlackBerry FY15 phones. FY15 is the fiscal year 15, which is one of the leak slides that we've seen earlier. This is the first one, the lowest end. I wouldn't say cheap, it's entry level BlackBerry. It is the BlackBerry Z3. First things first, BlackBerry Z3 comes in a much thinner box than what we are used to with all of the other BlackBerry devices that we've seen, like the Q10, the Q5, even the Q5 is a lot thicker, and the Z30. So the box, however, is a flip box and it's not a slot box like the premium phones. This is very much like the Q5, and I guess it's meant to fit in that price range. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a very simple unboxing just to show you what you get in this box for the price. The price is really good, I'll tell you that in a bit. Stay to the end of the video to find out the price, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So let's crack this open and see what we have in the box. So firstly, of course, we have the Z3. Then we'll break this open and we get some manuals. Z3 mulai di sini, it's in Malay. You get earphones, get a standard adapter, you get a standard USB cable, and that's it. So this is exactly what you get when you purchase a BlackBerry Z3 smartphone. Right, so here we have the BlackBerry Z3. And as the first thing we feel when we pick it up is that the rear is a nice rubberized, it's akin to the, it's slightly less rubberized than the S5, but it is still a very nicely textured back. It isn't the same back we see in the Z30 and the Q10, but it is a very nice dimpled back. It does feel pretty good, it doesn't feel cheap at all, and it's slightly rubberized. It's not complete plastic, which is good. The body is nice matted black plastic. It isn't metal or it isn't any aluminium or anything like that. It's pure on plastic, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't have that sheen to it like maybe the S5's like surrounding the rim here. But it does, again, it does not feel cheap. And it is a nice 5-inch display. It's pretty good. Thing is that the resolution is 540 by 960, giving about 220 ppi. It's a QHD display. Again, the specs are not that bad. It isn't, how may I say, a flagship specs, but it is quite decent for the price that we are paying. The BlackBerry Z3 has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 chipset with a dual-core 1.2 GHz Crate 200 processor. On top of that, it has 1.5 gigs of RAM, 8 GB internal storage, as well as a micro SD slot here on the side. If you pull this out, here we go. So you can see SD is here and your SIM card is here. So it's a slot thing. There, you cannot remove the back. It's non-removable, so like the battery inside is a 2500 mAh battery and it's not removable, so you can't, but it is quite a lovely device. It's decently flush, the lines are quite purposeful, it looks really nice. And the one thing about this, see the port is down here, not bad, the USB port here. One thing is that this honestly feels better than the Z10. It might not be an upgrade in terms of where it is in the family, but this feels a lot better than the Z10. It doesn't feel rushed, it doesn't feel plastic, it doesn't feel anything. This is exactly what a BlackBerry handset should be like. So if this is BlackBerry's first attempt at their FY15 phones, this is a very good place to start. Originally codenamed the BlackBerry Jakarta, this was launched in May this year, so it's out in the world already, but it just came to Malaysia. Malaysia wasn't the first market to get this, unlike the BlackBerry Z30, which we were the first. This was released in, no surprise, Indonesia first, and apparently it's very popular. I can actually see why. It really is a very decent, you know what? I actually like this design a lot more than the Z10 and the Z30, to be honest with you. It doesn't have a keyboard, but you know what? The BlackBerry built-in keyboard is pretty good. So rounding out the specs, this is a 5 megapixel rear camera. It has a 1.1 megapixel front facer. It does the standard 1080 HD autofocus, then the camera flash in stabilization. But the thing is, which device doesn't have that now? So the BlackBerry Z3 also runs BlackBerry OS 10.2.1. Yep, so 10.2.1, so not 10.2 or anything like that. But it's okay, it's not bad. It's fluid, it doesn't seem slow at all. For the price, I keep saying the price, but I'll leave that right to the end because that's one of the biggest things of the BlackBerry Z3. So yeah, it runs 10.2.1, you know, the usual thing. It's not bad. You know, I won't take you through a tour of the BlackBerry OS because you guys know the BlackBerry OS, especially if you're BlackBerry users. This is it. And just now, the guy holding the camera, he took one look at it and held it, and it's like, oh, it feels like a Mi 3. And yeah, I would agree with him. But it's just a lot more matte and a lot more. The finish is nice. I think I prefer this finish to the Mi 3 finish. Let's compare this to a different phone. Compared to my S5. So let's compare it to the S5. It is slightly bigger. It is slightly bigger, and I prefer this to that. I really do. But obviously, the internals say different. But it's a really good job from BlackBerry, I gotta say, especially for their new entry level. So it's the same thickness-ish, you know, and it's not as curved. But you know what? It is pretty good. So you must be wondering, after knowing all of the specs, the 5-inch display, the 1.2 GHz dual-core Crate CPU, yeah, that all is alright, you know, but without a price to say, you know what, it's in this price range, it's a little bit hard to gauge. The BlackBerry Z3 will be available from July the 7th at a retail price of 699 ringgit. Let me put that into perspective for you. The BlackBerry Q5, which is a lot more plasticky than this, the finish isn't that good, it's thicker, yeah, it has a keyboard, started retailing at 818 ringgit. This is a 700 ringgit phone. And this feels a lot better than the Z10, which is definitely not a 700 ringgit phone. This is a very good buy if you are in it for BlackBerry. And in fact, I would even go so far as to say this is one of the better devices released by BlackBerry in quite a while, actually. I think my favorite is still the Q10, but this is a very good device, especially if you are in the market for maybe a second BlackBerry or you know what, you wanted to give it a try. 700 bucks is a great price point, and this is without any carrier subsidies at the moment. At this point of time, we don't know which carriers will be involved. I'm sure it's going to be the same ones that usually jump on board with BlackBerry. But I would go so far as to say that this is one of the better phones, and if this is how the FY15 phones are going to be, the next generation of BlackBerry phones, I am pretty excited to see whether this can lift BlackBerry up. By price alone, this is a very good value proposition. Whether the BlackBerry OS is a great OS, whether it's good enough to use for daily use, that's up to you. But purely as the phone, as the price, for the specs, it's quite a decent phone, and I love the design. So yeah, that's the BlackBerry Z3. Stay tuned to Layo.net for some more in-depth pictures of the BlackBerry Z3. We've included a link in the description below to our hands-on post where you will see more pictures, you'll see close-ups, you'll see a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Right, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Also, you know what? Please do subscribe to Layo.tv. We really do appreciate it. It really helps us to make better videos. So leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions. And until next time, thanks for watching, guys. Right, see you later.